Well, hello everyone. Mike Lowe here with SimSportsGaming.com, and we are jumping into episode 27 already of our MLB The Show streaming series, covering franchise, sliders, all things MLB The Show. If you're into kind of the realism setup with franchise, what you're looking at here is actually the end of the 2020 season. I just did a very quick sim just to kind of follow up from the draft where we had the issue where we saw players with secondary positions pre-draft. When you get to the draft, all secondary positions for positional players were disappearing. I'm happy to report that that does seem to rectify itself when you get to the off season. The weird thing is though, it's not an exact match of what it was before. I did this as a test the other day offline, and I was really excited because as we saw, Charles Dawson, who was our #1 overall pick in the draft, he was a first baseman, secondary positions, left field, and catcher. And that was one of the reasons we really liked him. Is I was like, wow, he could maybe even take a spell at catcher for us. That'd be kind of nice. And so we made him the #1 overall pick. And we then noticed when we jumped in the draft that all of his secondary positions were gone. And so, of course, his value drops quite a bit, only being a first baseman. When I simulated to the end of that test season, I saw that he now had a secondary position again of left field, but the catcher had turned to third base, which was interesting. And I was happy with that. I was like, okay, that's actually realistic, right? I mean, they might say, hey, listen, we don't want you playing catcher anymore. We want to save your knees. I mean, the Tigers did something like that with Eric Munson when they drafted him back in the 90s, I guess, out of USC. He was a catcher at USC. They wanted him to play first and third base. And he was, I think, a #2 or #3 overall pick in the draft that year. And so, very, very similar thing. What's interesting here is when I simulated again for this beginning of the stream, then I'm going to, of course, load back to where we were. I see that he does not have secondary positions this time. So it is a bit of a crapshoot, it seems, because when I first looked, I was like, oh no, it's not working again. But it is. Because watch, when I go to Mike Roberts, who's that catcher we took in like the 5th, or I think it was the 5th round, he now has a secondary position of third base. That's probably not a great match for him with his arm strength. But then again, neither is catcher. So they are happening, right? And if we look at our other picks, we had, I think, 4 positional players. We picked Danny Gilbert. He now has secondary positions, second and third. Again, this is at the end of the season. And then, of course, we have Steve Joseph here, who now has secondary positions again. So as far as I can tell, the starting pitchers, we drafted 3 of those guys. Nothing there changed. Like I don't honestly remember like what their exact pitching repertoire was, but I remember the pitch speed for Phil Ham was 88 as his high velocity. That was kind of one of the reservations we had about picking him in the supplemental round, but we did anyway. And so again, I don't know if he had like the 2-seamer split. I don't remember, but either way, it doesn't look like anything's busted there. JT Curry, again, he had 96 top speed. So again, that looks to be the same. And then we had Buster Driscoll, and that looks to be, from what I remember at least, his cutter's actually faster than his 4-seam. So again, good news. It does look like it's working. Yeah, thanks, Tate. Yeah, it was a good draft. It took us a while. It took us 2 hours. Yeah, they come back, but they don't come back in the exact way, and I'm totally okay with that. I mean, I don't know if that's by design. If it is, that's actually pretty clever. But either way, I'm okay with it. I also got new headphones, so if the audio is low or bad or anything, just let me know. But I tested them out ahead of time, and they sounded okay. So off work today. I'm really off work the next few Fridays here, just burning through the rest of my vacation, and then kind of like the first week in July, getting rid of the rest of that. So yeah, it's doing some earlier streaming today. And I did not stream yesterday's game. Oh, before I do anything else, I need to make sure I put my team back, because when I quick simmed, I switched this. Oh, it is still there. So MLB. I've noticed these mode things have like switched on me a few times. It's really weird, but luckily nothing happened. Like I had like free agency on auto or something. It's really weird. But this game unfortunately doesn't sign players in free agency during the season. So anyway, we did miss one stream, and it was not a good game for the Tigers. Actually, it was really weird. So we got 1 hit. We got 1 hit yesterday. This was a game, though, I made more solid contact than probably any other game I played. It was unreal how many balls were being hit. right at players. And it just happens. There's nothing broken. There's nothing that I'm concerned with, but it was just a bummer because, again, filing under the games that the Tigers could have won. I'm not going to say that we should have won, but we absolutely could have won. We hit so many damn line drives at players. I mean, hard hit balls, and like infielders are jumping up to get them, and they would have been gap shots, and just really, really kind of crazy thing. So, but that was yesterday's game. I mean, again, there weren't really any highlights. Let's see. I mean, AJ, is it AJ Puck? Is that how you say his name? I don't even know, but one of the ride and creative prospects there. 8 and a third inning. And again, he wasn't just dominant or anything. His pitch count was so low, he was able to make it pretty far. And again, that was with starting pitcher stamina for the AI at 5. But again, he was probably only like 90 pitches in. I have seen some people in the slider thread discussing like, hey, we should kick these up. And I did, right? So I this is what it's currently at if you look at Operation Sports, right? Humans at 6, which I actually like. I'm actually okay with it. I think your effectiveness plays a role in it. And I know I've seen some people say, 7 or 8. I'm going to try 8 for this game just to see. And I mentioned this in the Operation Sports thread earlier. And then, of course, we always have for simulated games the CPU stamina at 8 as well as manager hook. I'm going to leave these at 8 for this game. And we're just going to see it because we might be able to just let these sit. And someone else mentioned that. I can't remember if it was on Twitter or the OS thread. But so basically, we're going to roll with all these at 8 today. Human starters, starting pitcher stamina, CPU starter stamina, and then manager hook. We're not going to adjust these down this particular game. So we're just going to wait and see. Yeah, everything else, though, is going to be the same. So, yeah, we're ready to jump in. We are playing the Chicago White Sox, so a bit of an important series. I mean, if we have any absolute damn hope of getting back into this, we got to win this series, if not sweep it. I mean, we don't have to. It's still super early, but I mean, wouldn't that be nice to be sitting 5.5 games back? And I mean, 8.5 is an ugly number. Even 5.5 is starting to be like, oof. I mean, I want the Tigers to get up into this range, but again, realistically, they're not very good. They are not a very good team at all. So you can see we've had trouble on the road. We're 9-20 on the road. It's pretty damn bad. A winning record at home. And it's interesting because we have some guys in the heart of our lineup who are road warriors. CJ Crone and Jonathan Scope are both road warrior players. So we really need these guys to step up. Yeah, we'll just have to see. But that's what's going on for this one. Again, we are right up to the actual date. We've played every pitch of every game so far. The Tigers are 27-35. We're facing Ronaldo Lopez today. So let's take a look at Mr. Lopez. Where the heck's the White Sox? Where are they? They're there. So Ronaldo Lopez is their 5th starter. So he has 83 stamina. I think that's important to keep in mind for today. And we'll look at kind of what his average innings pitched have been. But pretty just standard pitcher here. Nothing crazy. He's susceptible to the home run, I would say. So that's something to keep in mind. Not to mention that U.S. Cellular Field, or whatever the hell it's called nowadays, is a pretty good hitter's park. So anyway, looking at his advanced metrics, or his standard, right? His ERAs, he's been really good. So 74 innings pitched, 50 strikeouts. He doesn't strike out a ton of guys. His advanced metrics tell us that he's really not as good as defenses maybe picking him up, or again, just benefiting from line drives. So there's that susceptibility to the home run we talked about. His K numbers are a little bit low. Walks are pretty average. So again, pretty standard stuff here. He's absolutely beatable. So he's pitched, all games have been starts, right? So he has started 12 games. And let's just do some really, really simple calculations here. And he's pitched 74, we're just going to call it 75 innings, right? Because it's hard to calculate a third of an inning. So 75 divided by 12 starts. So he is going like 6.25. So you figure like he's getting pulled in the 7th inning most starts, right? He's completing 6. He's probably getting, he's basically pitching 6, between 6 and maybe getting the first out in the 7th. Now again, that's an average. That doesn't mean we're going to see that. That doesn't mean that if we don't see that today, that something's broken or anything like that. That's the average. There are 1,000 variables that can come into play for something like that. So again, just keep that in mind. For the Tigers today, Spencer Turnbull, very low stamina, 71. And I still think more than like the stamina sliders, I think it's just the stamina ratings that are in these rosters. And a lot of these are just default players. Like I don't think Ryan's team spent a lot of time updating Spencer Turnbull, if at all. They're just really, really low. Um, or are they, right? So he made 30 starts last year. So again, you have to kind of look at things and you can't go off feel. And that's something I talk about all the time. So let's look at his last year's numbers, right? Because that's going to be kind of probably the best indicator here. So we'll call it 148 innings, and he made 30 starts. So that's 4.93, right? So let's just say he pitches 5 innings and he's out. He didn't make any relief appearances last year. So 5 innings. So if we look at, now he basically did make 11 starts because I did a spot start with him. So let's just use 11 for this year. 51 divided by 11, 4.63. So again, he's been slightly below that with where I have it it's at mostly 5, and I've recently kicked it up to 6 because I've saw again a little dip. But I truthfully think 8 might be too much. Again, I also pitch guys. I don't mind pitching starters when they're into the yellow at all. They usually do okay. The relief pitchers to me, and again, this is maybe just as I don't have any quantitative data behind this or anything like that. But it does seem the relievers get punished far more when they're in the yellow. I really try to get relievers out when they're in the yellow, unless it's a guy I just have absolute trust in. But my starters, I'll let them go if the matchup's okay, and especially if they have some confidence rolling. And that might be a big part of it too, is just that they have some confidence going and things like that can overcome some of that lower stamina. But again, just to kind of maybe reiterate that I'm not too worried about adjusting sliders and people like, should I restart? Like, no, you don't need to restart. I mean, I'm playing with stuff I haven't even tested at all. It's not a big deal. It's going to be okay. At the end of the day, this game, it's not like you turn it into like a game of volleyball or something by adjusting the sliders. I mean, it's still going to be baseball. So having said all of that, it's game time. Guaranteed rate field. That's right. So ridiculous. This is actually one of my favorite ballparks, though. I lived in Chicago about 11 years. For a while, I lived pretty close to this stadium. I lived just north. I was in the South Loop, if you're familiar with the city. So I was living in the South Loop, kind of over by like north of Soldier Field, well, let me put it this way, like Grant Park. I was right by Grant Park, which is where Lollapalooza is. And so, and like where they have like the parades and stuff for when the Blackhawks were winning and things like that. Um, and so I used to just jump on the old red line there, take it a few stops south, and then go see my Tigers play. So I really like this ballpark. I know it's not like the world's most popular. It's just kind of bland and just kind of like there's nothing like super unique about it. But I've always really liked it. I've always talked about how the White Sox have been. I mean, they're one of the Tigers' biggest rivals, especially when the Tigers were good. Um, and especially living in Chicago and having a bunch of friends who, of course, were White Sox fans and stuff, and just kind of always getting ribbed the wrong way. And but I have always said like I just have a ton of respect for almost all White Sox fans, even strangers I met. Just really, really passionate baseball people, super friendly. I mean, they kind of like rib you a little bit when you're at the stadium, but by the end of the game, we're sitting there just talking baseball. And I always had a really, really good experience in the stadium. Um, Minus the tie. I did have food thrown on me before for sure. It was in like a pennant race part of the year, and the Tigers something I don't know, somebody hit a home run to give them a kind of like a final lead, and I was probably standing up being obnoxious and definitely had some food thrown on me, which I've also had happen at Soldier Field at a Lions game. But no regrets. It's always a good feeling. So, but anyway, guaranteed rate field. I will always call it the cell. It's going to be raining today, which is just annoying, but we will go with it. So Spencer Turnbull, bullpen's looking okay. As far as the lineup, Jordy Mercer is back today. So we're pretty much looking at the old standard lineup, I would say. Let's see. Christian Stewart's a good matchup. I mentioned that Jake Rogers is pretty much going to start. He'll probably sit on Sunday to get some rest. So back to the bench, Nico. Brandon Dixon, we just called him up. I sent down that Deathridge kid. And he's been okay. I mean, he's only had 6 at-bats, but he did have a double and an RBI in his one hit. But we'll have him sit the bench. He's a nice utility player. We can play him in a number of spots, really. And if the pitcher Ronaldo Lopez wasn't susceptible to home runs, I might even start him over Christian Stewart. He's a better defender than Christian Stewart. But Stewart, I think, with his power, if he can start to put it together, could be a better matchup today. So anyway, let me just check the chat really quick. Hope everyone's doing well. And we're about ready to jump into some baseball here. Daniel, what's going on? Hey, Jeff. All right. Well, we're ready. Team rankings. Hey, we're tied for second. We've had 7 shutouts as a team. We don't have any complete games, but no complete game shutouts. But yeah, I mean we've had decent pitching this year. But our hitting's been pretty rough. Oh. Yeah, Jeff, I know a lot of people have used them with directional hitting. I think it's fine. I think the game does a pretty good job of replicating it. Because who's to say, like, all it's doing is taking out your user input and replacing it with the player user input. So by definition, yeah, it's going to absolutely work. So yeah, it worked. I used directional a number of years ago. And it just gets kind of boring to me, honestly. I mean, hitting is kind of the most fun part in this game, right?
The shortstop.
Okay, so we're not going to adjust our starting pitcher slider or the manager hook this time. What's interesting, though, is maybe you know what, though? Maybe we should adjust the manager hook, because if we're worried about starters getting pulled, maybe we'll put that back to default and just see how that goes. Let's do that. Way late on that one.
First pitch, 7-11. One ball, one strike.
They would probably never start a game, though, when it's raining. That is one thing I wish they'd tweak. They'll continue a game if it's raining, but they typically won't start one. Ooh, that's just awful like that. No? That's not a good at-bat.
Batting second.
First pitch of the at-bat was the best pitch.
Harold Castro.
I was planning to take a pitch. I went into that pitch kind of indecisive, and that's what happens.
Count 1-0. Outside, that's the ball. Two balls, one strike. Ball, that's kicked out. We got a full count. 3-2.
Runs it down.
That in third. Ball, that's inside.
This four-seamer's got a little bit of a two-seam movement on it. Breaks in on a right-handed hitter.
I got one ball, one strike.
Good grief. Swinging and missing like crazy today.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Well, tried to foul it away. Just, I mean, really, three not very good at bats there. Yeah, the sliders will work in Road to the Show. I mean, the only bummer with that is it's hard to adjust the whole like starter pitcher stamina, because if you're batting like seventh, the game kind of starts in a weird spot. But again, like this game might show you that maybe you don't need to even fiddle with it. Maybe just leave the manager hook at 5. But again, you're going to end up with too many starters getting pulled in sim games. I play a standard TV, Marco. Let's see. Getting caught up here in the chat. You can turn off that camera movement. That's an option, Daniel. I'm pretty sure. I know you can turn it off in zone hitting. Daniel, I mean, sometimes I do that too. It just depends on the count situation. He's saying, how do you get your PCI to the pitch in that split second? I always just pre-adjust mine. Yeah, I do both. I pre-adjust and I will move. So, just depends. Interesting. Benjamin, I would be willing to bet that the AI probably didn't really use an opener. It was probably just an injury to the starter, and they had to throw someone in there. Oh, yeah, and that's what State of the Franchise just mentioned. Yep. Yeah, that's probably what happened. So, all right, Spencer Trimble got a little boost to his stamina today. Let's see how it helps him.
Leading off for the White Sox, the center fielder.
First game of the
Lowe.
series here, so I'm just getting familiar with the players.
Ball, that's out.
The only thing that I will never get on board with the Chicago White Sox is Hawk Harrelson. Is that guy even still alive? He is terrible. He's probably the worst broadcaster I've ever heard.
That's ball 2.
And like, there is no convincing me of that. Like, he's worse than Joe Buck. He's worse than Joe Morgan. He is really bad. What if the show put him in the game next year? I might, and you couldn't like skip over his scenes. Hey, that's not paying attention. Just walk the guy.
Batting second, the second baseman.
Oh, he retired, thank God. I mean, I don't wish he was dead or anything. I'm glad he's gone, though. Yikes. I haven't heard A-Rod enough. Yeah, I don't have an opinion on Alex Rodriguez broadcasting. I mean, I've seen him in some of like the playoff like post-game stuff. I mean, whatever. It's just kind of like your standard former player. Just offers insight. I mean, he doesn't do anything for me. He doesn't bother me, you know.
Batting third, not shortstop, Tim.
Why is Tim Anderson a pickoff artist? I mean, it's, like, look how ridiculous that is. It's just funny. Oh, speaking of pickup artists. Yeah, I haven't watched ESPN in probably 10 years. I haven't had cable in forever. I couldn't even tell you the last time I watched ESPN.
Nope, outside. got a ball, 1 strike. The count is 1-2.
Oops, left that over the plate. But don't think he'll tag up. Nope. Alright, kids at home, hit your cutoff, man. Don't throw like that. Because if he went, he would have made it.
The left fielder.
Just hit your cutoff guy.
Roy Jimenez.
It's actually not a bad matchup for Spencer Turnbull here, so I'm going to pitch to him. He's only hitting 230 on the year.
Count 0-2. Ball. I got the count 2-2.
Got Spencer Turnbull. Pretty good inning. So we're hearing Hal Harrelson saying, stretch, stretch, and the ball would be like midway to left field. It's like, what are you watching? It's just, I mean, you could have like made a robot of Ken Harrelson and put him in the broadcast booth, and as long as it was able to like read what's happening, it would just talk, right? So like fly ball into the outfield, stretch, stretch, just you could just have it. It'd be like a phone app. It would just do the things based on like the basic input.
The second baseman, Jonathan Go.
Like if it hears fireworks, just say, you can put it on the board, yes. If it hears like a really loud cheer, just assume it's a home run. Okay, looking for breaking balls here. He's got a lot of them. Slider, changeup, curveball.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Ooh,
1
some
ball,
too early.
2 strikes. Did he go?
Just out of the zone there.
Got him.
Probably a ball, but again, a little close to take, and if it was a slider, it was much more for a strike, so.
The first.
So the worst fielding team has a 98.3 fielding percentage. We're at 99, and we're like a top 5 team, so a lot of good defense this year. Not even close to hitting that pitch. Not sure why I saw him. Oh, come on now. Ooh, that would have been gone. Didn't swing so damn early. God, CJ Cron would have like 20 home runs this year if they didn't swing so early.
Nope, outside.
That might be gone. Oh, off the top of the wall. What's our wind looking like? Oh, there we go. I talked about that at the start. We need to get CJ Crone and Jonathan Scope involved in this series.
Cameron, maybe.
Just told myself to start taking just an extra millisecond with Reynaldo Lopez. I've been really early on everything. Oh, the wind, yeah, I mean, that was very close to being home run. And that gives me a chance to see his 3 breaking pitches, that little extra millisecond. Got out of that one.
Batting 7, the center fielder, Victor Reyes.
Out 1-1.
Oh, gosh. Just couldn't hold up. I thought it was a changeup and it still swung way too early. Doug, I think I got one of the top 5. He's asking if we got the best player in the draft. It's hard to know. He's got 8 potential. He was probably one of the top 5 rated, or as far as potential, I think. He was in the 90s, so I'm happy with it, definitely, because the other 2 guys we were considering, and I did look, and they weren't in that top 50 prospects or anything when I came to the end of the year just to check the secondary positions. But yeah, I'm happy with it, for sure. I'm excited to see if he makes the team next year or the year after. What do we got here? Good player at home.
Aye. One and one.
Oof. Left that one hanging.
Batting 6, the designated hitter, Edwin Encarnacion.
Start working in the sinker a little bit here. Ooh, a little too much over the zone there. Ooh, so is that. Great. So is that. Spencer Turnbull. Didn't you throw it out of the zone? Like trying to get him to chase without throwing it to the backstop.
I got the count 1 and 2.
Good grief.
Ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Okay, we throw him that curveball now. We get him. Oops. Ooh, almost. Missing a spot there again. There we go, right to the slider.
No, ball 4.
Batting 7, the right fielder.
I got 30
No
pitches.
ball. Mazzara.
Steal.
Didn't he? Thanks for the free out.
No, he's in that state.
What? Wait, what? Oh, wait, what? Please tell me I get to review that. Are you kidding me? Can I not review that? That's insane. He was out by a mile. I don't understand that. Huh. Can't challenge that, huh? And I actually have, I have the, I'm pretty sure I have, like, bad ump calls turned off. Just, like, kind of simulate more replays. And it still pulls up. At least I think I do. Let's see. Oh, no, I guess I don't. Yeah. Oh, I guess that happens. But I can't believe you can't replay that. I mean, of course you can in real baseball. If you decide to move players, how many do you think you will move? I don't know. I really don't know. I just know it's probably a little too early just yet. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I thought about that too. Maybe he missed it by sweeping too early, but that'd be like a whole other animation thing. I don't know. But God, that's annoying. Especially because there's a broke-ass hit and run by the AI. It's stupid. With a dude with 8 speed and 3 steal. Like, come on now.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Two to count.
Look at that wind carrying that ball. Of course. That's 2 errors already. Come on, cameraman. Like, just throw it to the cutoff guy. It's like baseball 101. There's a dude on third who is like the slowest player ever. What are you doing? Did they score an error? They didn't. They only scored an error. So, like, then explain that to me. If that's not an error, MLB The Show, what is it? He just took third? Is it a steal? Like, it has to go into the scorebook as something. So what is it? It's not an error. He didn't tag up. What is it?
Batting 9, the third baseman.
Bomb a 3-run homer here.
Mendez.
Okay, we got a lot of speed on the base pass according to this game. Of course. One pitch, just clean single to right. Yeah. That's fine. It's more just frustrating. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just
The center fielder,
my luck.
Lowe. Garcia.
I'm sure this guy is 6 feet will score. Nope. Holding him. That's a turnbull. Can you miss them back, maybe?
Chicago, the second baseman, Nick.
Jesus, relax. Calm down. Alright, I'll take that, I guess.
One ball, one
Dick Rogers, not a good blocking catcher at all. Gotta be careful here. I'm a sinker.
He's out.
Let's play Jonathan Scope. No, that's annoying inning. Because that run shouldn't have counted. Because he should have been thrown out.
Leading off for the Tigers, the left fielder, number 14.
Ball. Ball one, no strike.
Come on, Wind. Take that ball. Nope. Boy. It felt like it hit that well.
Batting ninth, the catcher, number 34, Jake Rogers.
That's interesting because they have a an animation for left-handed first baseman making tags. And it's a little bit different, but on pickoffs. So that's kind of weird.
No ball, two strikes.
He's thrown like 2
Now
pitches and
batting.
he's got 2 outs already.
Jordy Mercer.
Obviously very late on that, but that was a breaking ball.
Ball and one. Nope.
Up next for the Tigers, the third baseman, Harold Castro.
Ball, that's out.
Well, we can contact, but right into a glove. Wasn't even a threat. Cool. Tell us something else.
Leading off for the
Like
White
they've made,
Sox.
you know, they made one basically thing that she does 2 things, right? She talks about like they're hitting for the current to A, you know, where they're flat out not hitting the ball or whatever, just same garbage. And then they show that one screen. That's all I've seen so far. The whole, like, here's where they rank hitting, and that's a cool screen. That's good. But, like, where's the other stuff? Like, why do we have more splash screens with like 13-year-old streamers and telling me to go play Diamond Dynasty than we have like those things? Like, you paid this woman to be in your game. She's a professional reporter. I feel like she could probably offer a lot more than a splash screen with 13-year-olds. But that's me. I don't play Diamond Dynasty more than I play franchise, but it's just bizarre to me.
The shortstop, Tim Anderson.
0-1's the count. Oh, 2 is the count.
How are the new headphones, by the way? Sounding all right? Better, worse, same?
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, gosh. I know one thing I'd like is a better second baseman.
Now batting, left fielder, Lowe. Jimenez.
But yeah, probably middle infield is a big thing we'll be looking for. Third base as well. Infielders. Minus first base.
He's good. Hey. Ball inside. Safe.
Up next to the White
In
Sox,
trouble again.
the first baseman,
Not very sharp today.
Jose Abreu.
Hey.
Gosh, 3 ground balls, 0 out. That is just super frustrating. 3 ground balls, 0 outs.
Up next to the White Sox, the designated hitter, Edwin Encarnacion.
Yeah, Daniel, that's exactly what directional does. It automatically puts the PCI to the ball, or at least it doesn't just put it to the ball, it puts it in a spot based on the hitter's ratings. Sometimes that's accurate, sometimes that's inaccurate, and it's just the consistency of that has to do with, you know, how good of the player is. Probably your timing too. I'm sure your timing plays a role. So it's kind of like a stew of all things, right? It's all those things kind of mixed together.
Ball inside.
Tempted to turn on manual fielding here. I don't trust them to make the right play here, but
Hey. Ball 2. Count full.
Infield fly.
You got an infield fly. It's fair.
The right fielder, number 30, no more. Mazara.
Oh,
Really just looking to jam him. Not great speed, so I mean, he's a guy we can double up.
hey. 1-1. No, inside.
Beautiful. Ooh, double play. No runs scored. Good job, CJ Crown. Bases loaded, nobody scores. We'll take that every time. How time would something like that work out for us? How often do I use power swing? Hardly ever. I mean, probably less than 5 times an entire season. Contact I'll use a little bit more, it just depends.
The designated hitter,
It's totally
Miguel
situational.
Cabrera.
But yeah, both pretty rare, even with 2 strikes.
Ball 1. Nope, that's inside.
Miguel's got the home body quirk, I believe, so I'll definitely take a walk with him.
That's ball 4.
I don't know if it's true. I had someone in this room tell me that, like, if you're a home body quirk, and this makes no sense to me, and I actually kind of hope it's not true, but if you have the home body quirk, Miguel Cabrera is negatively impacted like in a road game like this, and that to me seems silly. The way I would guess it works, and I don't know if that person's right or if my thinking's right, but to me it's like you're a static baseline, right? Like you are this player. Now, if you have the home player quirk, in home games you get a boost. In away games, you're just still the static baseline player. Same thing with the road quirk, obviously. I don't see why it would punish you. To me, the quirks enhance things. They don't become the baseline. Because if it was like that, then you'd be getting punished for not having the quirk, which just seems weird to me. But I don't know. I truly don't know for sure. Maybe somebody does. Okay, breaking ball hitter, road warrior. Don't mind looking low here. Helps you stay out of a double play a little bit too.
Nope.
And a general rule of getting under the ball a little bit.
Count 1 and 2.
I'm still going to look low. Ooh, good grief. What am I doing?
Now batting, the first baseman,
It's really bad.
Lowe.
Same thing, but looking more fastballs too. So I'm going to lay off of that. With runners on base, it's just easy to ground down on those pitches if you're above them.
That's outside. One ball, two
Tried to
strikes.
check my swing there.
Strikes out. 2-2.
I swing way too early at everything. Strikeouts already. This starter making him look like Nolan Ryan over here.
Maybe. Now batting, the center fielder, Victor Lowe.
Walk and hit, nothing. Tigers haven't scored a run in a while. Yeah, see, Daniel, I won't use contact with 2 strikes, especially as runners on base, because I'd much rather strike out, especially when you add in the reward that if you do hit it well, you know, even if you hit something well in contact, you might hit it in a double play, so I never use it, unless there's 2 outs or something, but even then, with 2 outs, like, what's the point of making contact if it's going to be bad? I'm just going to be out anyway, so... you know, pitchers with 2 strikes and there's no one on base, I'll probably use contact if I'm in a National League park or something like that, but it's pretty rare. To me, it's pretty much like 9th inning, you know, there's a runner on 3rd, it's a tie game, bottom of the 9th, something like that, 2 strikes, I just want to put it in play.
Yasmani Rondal.
Well, Spencer Turnbull, so let's take a look here, 66 pitches, he's still in the green, 71 stamina.
That's out.
I mean, I definitely don't think having it at 8 breaks anything. I guess my worry is, like, what do you do with a guy who has, like, huge stamina? Like, I don't really have a guy like that on the team, so I don't know. It might even be a slider like you adjust based on your starting pitcher. Oh my goodness. Probably going to rule that a hit. Yep, they do.
Now batting,
It's ridiculous.
the third baseman.
You see, this is why it's like, oh, I'm not getting enough errors. Like, should we adjust the sliders? No, you need to adjust the game. That's an error. That is an error. That is not a hit. But I can't adjust that. Now that's an error as well.
No, he's in there.
I scored a base hit.
The center
So again,
fielder, number
2 plays in a
28,
row.
Lowe.
Well, you guys tell me. I mean, I don't know what to say. Either way, 2 guys on. Again, nobody out on 2 ground balls. Triple play. Tag him? No. Okay.
Oh,
There's so much happening in these last 3 at-bats. That's
Now
a triple play.
The second baseman, Nick Madrigal.
So again, auto fielding. But again, this is a triple play. Every time. He does the right thing. Tag him. Throw to second. I mean, this is an easy triple play. Easy. Easy triple play. Trying to get the whole thing in here. Yeah, I mean, every time, right? Throw to second. I mean, at least return to double play, I guess. That's good.
Oh, and 1.
So 2020 vision, I'm not planning to strike him out. Not a lot of power. Just hitting a little fly ball. Nothing wrong with that. Perfect. Well, Spencer Turnbull's working his way out of some trouble. Charles Austin's going to be a little while still. Well, we are amazingly still in this
Leading
game.
off for the Tigers, the left fielder,
So their starting pitcher still
number
plenty of
14.
endurance. 61 pitches. See, and that's where I feel like maybe 8's still a little bit high. And that's what we're testing out in this game in case you're just joining. But we have both pitcher starter staminas at 8 for this game, and the manager hooked down to 5 for when we started the game. So we're just seeing. Now, there's no issue with him obviously still being in the game. I mean, he should still be. 5th inning, they have a lead, 61 pitches. But again, just kind of giving a little status update there.
That's a ball. Count 1-0.
And honestly, a lot of times, especially with the power guy, I'm still trying to pull the ball, even with the shift, because he's a pull player, right? He's an extreme pull guy, so I try to play into those tendencies because to me, it does seem like the players, the ball is going to go that way anyway. And sometimes by trying to hit the left field, you end up hitting to the third baseman or to the shortstop there. So to me, I just really try to play to their strengths. So like that.
Ball. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Especially with the wind blowing 10 miles an hour out that way. Power hitter.
That's ball 3.
I guess right on that. Just below it. Ugh. Just keeping right below him. And again, swing too early. Good at bat for Christian Stewart though. So into the shift, good contact, but just like yesterday's game. This is like a repeat of yesterday's game. Oh, yesterday's was crazy. We had a lot of balls hit well in the gloves. But there you can see Ronaldo Lopez. I mean, this is no fluky thing. He's been a good pitcher on a good team. First place White Sox.
Nope. Ball 1, no strike. 2 balls, no strike. Ball! That pitch is out. Aye. Outside, ball 4.
The batter, number 9, shortstop, Jordy Mercer.
Oof. Tried to check my swing there. again, try to check my swing. And I do like that certain players have a better ability at checking their swing based on their discipline rating.
The count is 1-2.
Discipline rating, a little bit of their contact rating. Ooh, I'm not sure how I missed that.
Now batting.
And sometimes you miss, well, yeah, I guess I was away from it.
Castro.
Ball that's outside.
Ah, that's too high.
The count 1-1.
I'm looking a little higher than middle. That's too high. Looking for that. Of course it's caught. The 10-mile-an-hour wind. Yeah, Doug, I could.
Leading off.
I could turn on throwing.
The shortstop, Tim.
Yeah, I guess why not, right? Let's try that out. I just have to remember that it's on.
Anderson.
Have to remember, because that would have been our second triple play of the year, so maybe you'd say, well, maybe that's too much. So here we go, Spencer Turnbull, 71 stamina, 75 pitches. He's pretty tired, and this is with 8, so yeah, that doesn't feel bad. I am so this is going to be an inning where I'm going to let him probably go here. God, it's only the 5th inning. Too much power, guys, coming up. Daniel Bard. Alex Wilson's tired, but he's probably the better matchup here.
Yep, that ball went out.
We said at the beginning of the stream, we did the statistics, real-life statistics of Spencer Turnbull last year. He averaged exactly 5 innings per start. And that's what he's been getting for us, just a tick under. Just a tick under.
Oh, that's it.
So yeah, I don't think 8's bad. I don't think it's because I don't think he's going to be pitching the 6th for me, even at 8. But again, it's not innings, right? It's pitches thrown, and those aren't always the same thing. So I would probably still make the argument that 8's too high, because typically 75 pitches is usually where a pitcher, even a pitcher who's been in a little bit of trouble, will be after 5 innings. He's already at 78, so he's technically already pitching into the 6th inning. Now again, I could take him out here, but I would almost, I don't know, to me maybe 7 or 8, it just depends. But again, I haven't tried this with like Clayton Kershaw or something either, so I don't know.
Nope, that's inside.
Yeah, a very short leash though. Are you kidding me? Oh, this game. The mystery of me sometimes. Yeah, I think Ryan, though, the problem is most starters in this game don't have stamina above 70 or like above 80. And so again, it's still a ratings issue for me, but we're going to take him out. So again, 81 pitches, so he did throw, again, just about, you figure 5 innings plus an out, which is kind of what I think we had said he was doing in real life last year. So yeah, I don't think it was bad for him at all. Let's see here. I think we're actually going to go Nick Ramirez here.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Tigers.
Been much better as of late.
Number 63.
Pitched really well in yesterday's game in Oakland.
Ramirez.
At the ball.
I do like that through my headphones. I heard someone in the crowd yelling, "Stretch, stretch, stretch."
The first baseman.
I hope that's
Jose
an homage to
Abreu.
the truly terrible Hawk Harrelson. It's pretty funny. He is the worst broadcaster I've ever heard. I already talked about it earlier in the stream. I'm not going to get into it again, but the worst.
Hey! 0-1.
And like, seriously, there's something wrong with your brain if you liked listening to him. You can quote me on that. There is something wrong with your brain if you enjoyed Hawk Harrelson's commentary.
Edwin Encarnacio.
Oh, 1's the count.
So many winnable games. We just can't hit. Or I can't hit.
No ball,
What about Bulls?
I got the count 1 and 2.
Nick Ramirez. He's done really well for us. Just a 64 overall. It's kind of fun when you find guys who... and he started off pretty shaky. If you remember earlier episodes, he was the last pitcher to make the roster. I would say Jordy Mercer was the last player overall. But yeah, you know, probably let Spencer Turnbull in a little too long, but you want to give your starters an opportunity.
The designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera.
So for the 6th inning, yeah, I think we're actually set up pretty well. I think we'll let Alex Wilson rest here, if we can.
Ball, that's out.
Just under it again. I don't know, I can't decide. Like, I've been really tempted to increase contact to 6 for a user, but that might just be a Tiger issue. Because I see a lot of people saying, like, hey, I'm mashing it. You know, my team's 15 games over 500. It's, you know, just missing balls like that. And again, not that it should be a home run or anything, but...
Inside, ball 1.
But again, just watching the batting average ball in play, it hasn't been bad.
Whoa,
I mean, I definitely have games that are low, but I have games that are high. I would say I probably have more games that are low. But again, is that a slider issue? Is that a mic issue? Or is that just a Tigers issue, or all three? Now that time I did look fastball with him. Got it right where I wanted it. Foul ball.
Ball 3.
Finally, a ball that's not caught. So again, looking. I'm 3-1 though. Look fastball, 2-0, things like that. Even with the breaking ball guy, I mean, the key is still making good contact. I'm sure gonna get one of those. Just get me over pitches. Go ahead and rip it.
He's out.
Not a good swing there.
Up next for the Tigers, the right fielder, Cameron Maben.
That's the ball. Nope, that's down.
Oh, good grief. No, their ground balls get through, mine don't. They have twice as many hits. That's one of the big reasons why. And they don't score errors. That's another reason.
Leading off for the White Sox.
And again, that
The right fielder.
impacts things like batting average, ball in play, and all that other stuff. I'm just going to check the chat here. Okay, I have no idea whether that's true or not. Ryan, so what we were saying is we weren't counting the innings with the starting pitcher. We were looking at, I mean, we did count the innings because we can't count pitches from last year. They don't have those registered. I guess we could check online. But he was averaging 5 innings per start. And so we put the slider at 8, and he technically probably threw about 6 innings worth of pitches. So I would still say I think 8's too high, personally. I actually was okay with it at 6. I didn't really notice a big difference, but I think you're going to start to see maybe to starters being able to go a little bit too long, which could in turn make pitching too easy. All these other things, you're not walking enough. There's just so many variables that could come with it. So I personally don't plan to leave it at 8 for me. Yeah, I don't know if the difficulty level impacts different things. Like, I don't know, is it like an all Madden thing, or let's see. Yeah, I'm just reading the question again. Is there any truth to the idea of legend difficulty boosting AI performance? I mean, yeah, I think it definitely boosts it. And that's the whole idea behind difficulty levels. Reducing player things accordingly. I don't know. I would be surprised if it reduces anything we're doing. But yeah, it absolutely boosts them. I mean, that's the whole idea. But boost doesn't mean like it's crazy. It's just, again, it's like a bump in the sliders or something. Okay, so difficulty being tied to pitch speed. Play some games with the Yankees and Dodgers, yeah. I mean, I do when I'm doing testing. I was playing with the Athletic, or I'm not saying the Angels a lot, just to kind of use Trout and kind of see how it all goes, and yeah.
No more.
All right, how do we want to approach this here? Probably let him pitch to Mazzara. And after that, probably go to a righty.
Hey.
Well, we even scored 2 games. That's the Tigers.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Well, good job, Nick Ramirez.
Now batting.
Yeah.
Catcher.
Finished up though. It's rare to have a switch hitter who hits lefties better than righties. It's quite rare. Simply because they see more right-handed pitching usually.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Tigers.
Numbers are trending in the right direction.
Joe Jimenez.
Hey. No balls, 2 strikes. Nope, that's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Error. Another hit. Another ground ball. Base hit. Guy's got 6
now
speed. Couldn't kill him
third
out.
baseman, Jedi Mendez.
The record, we're like 28 and 35 or something like that. I use broadcast only because it gives you, for each ballpark, it gives you a slightly different view, and it just kind of adds a little more variety.
Ball, that's in.
Should be good here. Keep going.
Yeah. The count is 1 and 2.
Now batting, the center fielder, Lowe Garcia.
Ball, that's inside. One ball, 2 strikes.
Joe Jimenez pitching a lot better lately. It's good to see.
Leading off for the Tigers, the center fielder, Victor Reyes.
Ooh, I have no idea how I missed that. So by the way, he's at 94 pitches. And again, I still think 8's too high. But he has a shutout going. So I guess it's not a big deal that he's left in here. They would even do that at 5. They love leaving pitchers in when they have a shutout. So. Right to a guy. And see, that's not a Tiger issue right there.
Now batting.
That's something else. And that's not a timing. That's not a me issue. That is a slider issue. And it happens. I have no problem. It does seem like it's happening too often, which is why I'm considering raising it to 6. Especially in back-to-back games when I'm getting shut out. But I'm also trying to temper that, saying, well, is that why I'm looking to make that change? Because I know it's not going to be for everybody, you know. And I'm not the last place hitting team or anything, so.
Outside, that's the ball.
Good grief, like back-to-back shutouts here. Go ahead and throw that again. Eight strikeouts, no runs.
The catcher, number 34.
Especially, too, that this guy's in the top 5 or whatever it was for ERA. I mean, why wouldn't you want to leave him in? Doing well. Makes sense. Yeah, bad swing.
1-0.
7th inning, you're typically looking to get a starter at 105 pitches or so we're just about there. And just using the average of 15 pitches per inning. I mean, he'd easily be there if any of those damn balls ever fell for hits. Under 5 pitches, there it is. Oh, that changeup. Tough.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us for the traditional 7th inning stretch.
Yeah, there's not much to expound on. Ryan says that in the Operation Sports thread, and this has been like this for a number of years, he mentioned it gives the most realistic 60 feet, 6 inches realistic view. And just for me, just kind of going through that, I mean, really any of those views are probably okay. I think some of the ones that like show off the stadium a little too much have you a little too zoomed out, so it's hard to really see the ball properly. And again, if you think about it, like imagine hitting from like the first row in a typical baseball field, or even like hitting as the umpire. I mean, you're a little bit further back. The umpire is a bad example, but let's just say you were standing kind of by the wall, or even like where like the on base batter is, not the circle, but on the bottom left of the screen right now, you can see the White Sox on deck hitter. If you just slid him behind home plate, like that's a little bit too far back. And so I think the view I use, it gives you a view of like basically the player's feet up, and that to me is like, well, there I am. That's like the whole body kind of shot. Those hitting views that are zoomed in are ridiculous to me. Like I just find those completely comical. And it's funny because I'll have people kind of argue it and be like, oh, it's not, like it's they're all the same. The company said it's all the same. Well, then why do all the top YouTube streamers use that view? It's corny as hell to me. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just not fun to watch, in my opinion. But that's just me. So yeah, I've just found MLB The Show 15. I mean, again, it's the one that for years, I mean, I've been using it since 15 when it came out, and it just represents, to me, it helps give out the proper statistical output that I'm looking for. So batting average, ball in play, foul ball, all that stuff. It all kind of comes from there. And if it ain't broken, don't try and fix it. So. Okay, how many pitches has he thrown? 14? Yeah, we need to push our luck here. I think I'm going to let him pitch to 2 more batters. It's very frustrating to lose 3-0 and then here we are down 2-0. Yeah, I didn't want to have him chase. You get a pitcher who's pitching well, and he's got a good fastball. You don't need to be cute.
Now batting, shortstop, Tim Anderson.
0-1.
You see, this is going to impact our strike percentage today, but I mean, that's okay. He's just, I mean, that right there, that's a strike technically, even though it's out of the zone. And he's just gassing people right now.
I got to count 1 and 2.
Ooh, fair ball, huh? Well, that means he could actually walk now. Jimenez, which he probably will.
Jimenez.
There we go, one more batter. Joe Jimenez.
Up next for the White Sox.
I don't think those guys are related, I doubt it. I haven't heard anything about that. Oh, I have to remember that I have the throwing on, right? I have to remember that. What do we got? 1 out?
0-2. Ball.
Oh,
nope,
come on.
Ball 2.
That's not good. Another ground rule double. 3-0.
Now bat, the designated hitter, Edwin Encarnacion.
No, I'm actually going to pitch to him. And if I walk him, so be it. We're going to just try to strike him out here, though.
Ball. Two balls, no strikes. Three and out. Ball 4.
That's fine. Low contact rating, I thought maybe we could get him to chase himself out.
30. No more. Mascara. Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Tigers, number 65, Xavier Cedeno.
I have to keep reminding myself that I have to throw the ball. And so when you're in that situation, and again, I share this because I know not everyone's, played baseball or coached baseball or anything like that. You need to decide right now what you do with the ball, right? Before it's pitched, you know exactly what you're doing. It's hit to me. This is what I'm doing. Now, the tricky part with playing a game is the ball is going to be hit to you because you're everyone. So just kind of knowing the situations, right? Knowing the speed of the base runners, which again, you can easily just check the guy in second even, holding down L2. I guess not. Shows you, but I think you can pause and see. So there's not a ton of speed or anything like this. There's 1 out. So I mean, my thought obviously is double play. Now, the split-second decision is going to be, do I turn the double play by throwing the second or by throwing home? And that has a lot to do with where the ball's hit, who it's hit to, the player's momentum. There are all these little split-second things that you have to decide. You know, it just depends. If it's to the pitcher, I mean, you could really go anywhere. Probably go home. I mean, if it's a tie, you definitely want to try to go home because that stops the run for sure, even if you only get one out. But it depends. If it's hit close to the bag, you're going to go second. So, of course, a strikeout would be nice too.
Nope.
Ooh, almost got him.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Two balls, 2 strikes. Thank you.
Just throw the ball back. Good God. Well, that was that. And that wasn't a throwing error by me.
Now batting.
That was just I have that actually off. I don't like the way they do throwing, so that was just all player ratings on the throw. It's literally just the decision. And so again, you know, that's something you could go home with as well. But with where he's standing, I mean, he is technically closer to second base, so I mean, that's where that decision came in, so I'm fine with that. It was a double play, but the throw was good. An easy double play. Yeah, boy, CJ, I mentioned it a couple streams ago, he's been just a really bad first baseman, and he's got much better ratings, but I'm about to just put Cabrera as our full-time first baseman, because I don't know, and it's weird, because, I mean, he's got good ratings. He's just been, where is he at? CJ Cron has been just awful. He's been really bad. Very strange. No, we didn't get an out on that play. Hard to believe, huh?
Ball, that's out.
Can't give first place teams this many opportunities. Especially when you can't score. This is an easy double play.
Out. Oh.
Oh, good grief. Ugly game. We should have, what, 4 errors today?
Leading off for the Tigers, the shortstop, Jordy Mercer.
So their starter still in with a shutout. I'm fine with that. It's going to be hard to gauge how the stamina works because this game will leave a guy who has a shutout in for freaking ever. Good piece of hitting there by Jordy Mercer. Slider to me, and again, this is just me, but it's the easiest pitch for me to hit. You start to see it break, and it gives you that extra millisecond you need because it's breaking, and all you have to do is move the cursor to that break. You basically keep your fastball swing speed just as long as you can take that little hiccup to move the cursor, and if you do that, it's timed up perfectly. But again, you have to be looking fastball for that all to work. But it's always been the easiest pitch for me to hit. First place team, only 19,000 people there on a Friday night. It's interesting. Oh boy, early again. And I've had people say, maybe turn up the swing or the pitch speed, but most balls hit are pulled. So it doesn't, most balls aren't hit square right up the middle. They're pulled by far, the vast majority. And so I think the pitch speed where they have it, although I get it, I've seen the videos of like, I've timed this up with a real life pitch. Well, guess what? That's all ridiculous. That's all moot because you're not a real life hitter. So again, focus on output, not graphics or animations or things like that. That's just never how I focus with this slider set on any game. Because that's crazy. You're not a real life hitter. So looking at real life pitch speeds, there's a reason the game does that. And it's smart. It's a good move by them. It's to give you the proper output. Now on their default, again, it needs a little adjusting still, but that's the reason for that. And that's why those videos to me, like, great, what's your point? Is all I want to say to those videos. It's just, so what? That's in a gap. Go, run. See, that base runner was trying to tag up there. Hey, we scored a run. Scored a run. That's the second ball he's hit with the perfect graphic. Same place, too. And that left field gap. That one finally gets down. Jordy Mercer's over there tagging up. So there you go. They take him out. I forget how many pitches he was at, but I'm sure somebody could look on there. Get back the video up a little bit. I'm going to pause and get caught up on the chat here. Yeah, Ryan, that's part of it too for me. Is Ryan says I can't hit without being able to see my player model. It's part of the enjoyment. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we kind of figured he would do that, and Jordy Mercer is going to do the same thing, regressing to the mean. Yeah. Yeah, Ryan, anytime, yeah, again, I mean, yeah, I've already explained it, but yeah, it's just the whole comparing things to real life. Like, I put the two side by side, like, oh my God, like, you're just completely missing the point. It's a video game.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the White Sox, number 57, Chase Fry.
I like the White Sox uniforms. I love the classic ones. And I know everybody likes the red, white, and blue ones too. I mean, those are cool. I just get kind of burnt out on them. Just throwbacks everywhere, left and right. I like these the black and white uniforms. They're pretty sweet. So, Jace Fry, pretty good pitcher. What's he throw here? Pretty standard stuff.
Ball one. Count 1-0.
Ooh, well, these cutters faster than I thought. That one was slower than I thought.
That's ball two. 2-2 now. The count is full. 3-2.
Just get back. Go back. You don't take a halfway lead when the outfielder's 15 feet away from the base.
Second baseman, Jonathan.
Oh my goodness. The little things.
Outside.
I do love that this game, I mean, you can throw the same pitch, and it does different stuff each time. Sometimes it's got more break, more velocity. Like, that's awesome. And, like, that's a legit little thing that I've never seen anyone even talk about. That's a really, really, really well done part of this game and its gameplay.
1 ball, 2 strikes. I got to count 2-2.
I have no idea why they'd bring in a lefty against this part of my lineup. My 3, 4, 5 are all righties who hit lefties better, at least by rating. Statistically, maybe they don't. And we can look at that later, but
3-2. Full 4, take the base.
Now batting, the first baseman, TJ Lowe.
Ball, that's out.
that's a tough pitch to lay off when you have a guy who throws primarily a cutter. The two-seamer obviously does pretty much the opposite of the cut fastball.
Nope, outside.
See, that cut did not cut much at all. Looking for cut fastball right over the middle.
That's ball 3.
Here is a spot where I am contemplating going power swing, but truthfully, just as likely to hit him a double play. So instead, I will just let him swing 3-0 if I get the cutter. Pretty much if it releases like in line with his body or so, you know, maybe even like his where the skin underneath his sleeve is or something like that. I mean, that's kind of where I'm looking, because that's going to bring it like a little bit like middle in, if it's the cutter.
Ball 4.
Yeah, and that was the curveball. I almost hung though. I thought about letting him take a swing, but that started to break.
The
I
right
get it.
fielder, number 4, Cameron.
Now, Cameron Maybin does not hit lefties as well. So this is a weird thing, right? I mean, Cameron Maybin doesn't have the ratings, but pretty good clutch. He's been pretty good for us. So I do think we're going to leave him in. Yeah, got to stick with Cameron. He's just been good for us. Oh my god, if that was the cutter. No, I didn't have the cursor where I thought though. Maybe not. Game did a pretty good job fixing their catcher defense. God, that used to be my biggest complaint the last couple of years. It was pretty bad. If anything now, it's almost like maybe it's too good, but I'll take it. I still have issues with a bad catcher for sure. Oh my god.
2 strikes.
Oh, good grief. Out by a mile. What the hell? I didn't even think that'd be close. What in the hell happened there? I wasn't even like watching. I thought that was an absolute easy tag and score. Oh, what the hell? Like, what? Did he not tag up or something? No? I mean, wow. Who's the right fielder? Good grief. I mean, does he have that good of an arm? No, he does have a pretty damn good arm. Yeah, I'm okay with that. 87. It happens. It's rare. It's not like it happens all the time. Damn, that was a hell of a play. Oh, well.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Tigers. Number
Yeah,
43,
TJ, I noticed that earlier today too.
Lowe.
I love the sound for the perfect swing. It's pretty cool. All right, it's final 3 outs, 4-run lead. Just putting in a long reliever, give some guys some rest. I mean, could we come back? Sure, but I'd rather rest the bullpen here. Plus, Ivan Nova has proven he's been able to pitch at least an inning in relief, and he's been pretty good.
The count is 1-2. Yep. That ball is foul.
Good job, Mr. Nova.
The center fielder, number 28, Lowe Garcia.
Yeah, I saw him running at the baseball too. Yeah, or he's just slow. I think he has like 30 speed or something like that. I don't remember. Hey, it happens. I mean, especially a home game, you have adrenaline, your first place team. Like, that play does happen. It definitely happens. I mean, maybe not out by that much, but does the game even keep track of assists? Oh yeah, it does, because it always shows like the team leader in assists at least. But like here, like oh shit, that's my bad. Totally forgot about that. But like is TJ Crone? There's an error. That's alright. My team needs a few more errors, so. Third error tonight. Oh, the Tigers' third error, I guess. Yeah. That's funny. Hey, I'm glad it wasn't like a one-run game or something. I'd be freaking out right now. I knew that was going to happen though.
0-1.
But again, am I resetting? Am I going to restart my franchise? No. Because I've probably had too many games where there weren't enough errors.
He's out.
Look at that. Quickly redeems himself. Ivan Nova's like, put that down as 4 outs, please.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the White Sox, number 48, Alex.
Home player, night player, yikes. That's never good. What's he throw? Another cutter.
I'm out.
A great time to try and bunt. It's the bunt master quirk, but I can't because it's broken. Might as well take a pitch here. We haven't seen him yet.
Ball.
Ooh. Thought that was the primary cutter there, but nope, stayed up. Pitches get on you quick. Only 90-mile-an-hour cutter, but it's quick. Change up here. Nope.
Now batting.
Number of pitches 112. I love how they didn't leave enough space for the 112 pitches to fit. The little things. And those things happen. But like my point is, why is it still there? Like stuff like, stuff gets, I mean hell, on my job, stuff gets through like that. But we fix it. If players got paid by like epic foul balls, Christian Stewart would be the highest paid player in baseball. There's no resistance today.
The catcher, number 34, Jake Rogers.
Another foul ball. Another foul ball. Oh, good grief. That's just a stay alive foul ball there. There's that one. Swung too early.
Well, I got to count 1 and 2. Oh, that's out.
That's your game. Alright, well. Is there anything that we wanted to see post-stream? Because otherwise, I'm rearing for some lunch. Yep, another Tiger loss. We're now 9.5 back of the first place White Sox. Hey, at least we got some team errors though. That'll help kind of rebalance things a little bit.
Our final line score tonight. First for the victorious White Sox, 5 runs on
Through
11
4 walks,
hits.
we struck out 11
No
times.
errors.
I
They
swung and
left
missed a lot
12
today.
men on
It's
base.
just stupid. Tons of balls
For
that
the
were. We can
Tigers,
actually look and
1
see how many
run
balls
on
early
6
on. I heard a
hits,
lot
3
today.
errors. They left 9 runners on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours
I'm going to let the
and
starting
45
pitcher stamina
minutes.
simmer. I'm trying to decide what I think
for
about
joining us here this evening.
what we saw today. It was kind of
We
a
remind
hard
you
game
to
to gauge
please
because the White
drive
Sox
home
essentially
safely.
had a complete game. Or, you know, they had a shutout going until the 8th inning. So, and that's when they took him out. So that's really hard to gauge. I'm laying next to my dog keeps licking my back. What are you doing? Just like every 5 seconds, there's like it's not like a consistent lick. It's just like a lick, and a few seconds lick. Very strange dog. They struck out 7 times. We walked 5 batters. Let's see. I mean, we swung and missed a lot today. 19% foul balls. Same with them. A lot of foul balls today. Swung 33 for the Tiger. I thought it'd be higher than that. 29 for them. So both are a little high. Let's see. I think can't you look at like early here or something like that, or label swing timing. Now can you see? So PCI contact, so I'm guessing the higher numbers. And of course that kind of shows you how the engine works, right? But look at all the double digit outs. The double digit outs. 0, of course, meaning you had no chance. Like you didn't make contact. It wasn't even a foul ball, a straight up miss. Fouls are blue. And remember, we have fouls at like 0, don't we? So even really, really good contact are being fouled. A lot of good contacts are being hit in the outs. And the hits, you can see there's only 3, right? So let's see. So 75 pitches. I'm trying to decipher what we can make out of this here. So because not all of the outs were good swings. I'm not sure what the P means. Is that pop out? Huh, anyway. Both by the same hitter. Same exact spot. Look at that. That's funny. So here's our early swings. Early swings that resulted in a hit versus early swings that resulted in an out. Anyway, there's a lot we can look at. I'm actually going to stop the broadcast here because I want to, number one, I want to get lunch. And two, I want to kind of look at this a little bit myself here. So I'm going to actually stop the stream and check the chat really quick. But yeah, I just want to kind of dig around and just see if we can pull anything else out of this here. Yeah, we did get the bases loaded. Yeah, it is fun playing with a bad team, no doubt. Yeah, Ryan just posted a new story today. Be sure to check that out. Yeah, go to Sim Sports Gaming. He posted a write-up about MLB The Show there. Got a couple other things going out. There's our Players of the Week in our Out of the Park Baseball League. That article posted this morning. Ryan's was yesterday. And yeah, give him some feedback. And yeah, as he mentioned there, dealing with like how do you maximize house rules, kind of staying within the realm of realism and things like that. So again, feedback, and that's what's going to really help make something like using house rules helpful is when the community, such as all of you here, can provide feedback on that. So yeah, jump in, let us know what you think. If you're interested in writing with us too, we are looking to continue to add writers, especially as we head towards the fall. It's going to be a really busy fall. PlayStation 5, of course, all the new titles that come out in the fall as far as sports gaming. So yeah, good stuff. But that's it, everyone. Again, subscribe to YouTube. I'm Mike Lowe. You can find me on Twitter at MikeLowe47. I'll see you next time. Oh, and thanks, Ryan. Thanks for being here. Thanks for moderating. See you next time.